The Petite Jasmine stitch is just what it sounds like. It's the Jasmine stitch here, but petite. I looked for this everywhere on the internet when I was trying to do it one day and could not find it, so I made it up and put it on here for you all, so it's on here now. It still has the beautiful look of the jasmine flower, but just small. You can use any type of yarn you want for this. It really does not matter. I'm using a worsted weight yarn. Nothing crazy. The one tip I am gonna have to give you is whatever size hook your yarn says, go up at least 1 millimeter in size. My yarn asked for 5 millimeter, so I am using a 6 millimeter, and you should do the same for whatever you're using. If you've never done a jasmine stitch before, it starts with a foundation puff stitch instead of a regular chain. Please do remember that if I'm going too fast for you, you can always slow down my video. Great thing about YouTube. Now chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, put your hook into the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook back into the first chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have 5 loops on your hook and you're going to pinch your yarn and then yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. You have this little space here, insert your hook into that, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then slip stitch. So that's your first foundation puff stitch. To do the second one, you're going to do the same thing going into the slip stitch from the previous one. So you'll just keep repeating that, yarn over, pulling up loops until you have 5 loops on your hook, pinch your yarn, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, insert your hook into that space, pull up a loop, and slip stitch. Make sure your slip stitches aren't super tight or you're going to have a very hard time getting your hook through. Most jasmine stitches do ask for a single crochet here, but I'm not going to in this case because I want mine to have a small hole. You are going to continue doing foundation puff stitches until you reach the length that you want your project to be. I'm going to do just 10 here for this tutorial. I'm just doing the 4 stitch close up here for you, and I will then meet you back on the last stitch. For row 2, we're going to start by chaining 1, and then you're going to do another foundation puff stitch. Going back into that slip stitch space, pulling up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook back into the chain space, slip stitch space, pull up a loop, you have 5 loops, pinch, pull through, and slip stitch. Now we're going to begin the actual process of doing the second row. So this is 3 rows actually, but the second row is here. So it is the horizontal line above it and then those little V-stitch part like that. All right. So we're going to do kind of like a puff stitch, yarn over, insert your hook into the slip stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, and pull up a loop. No pinching here. We're just going to go straight to the next one by yarning over, insert your hook into the last slip stitch from row 1. So right there. You want to make sure that this is not super loose, like you don't pull up, like right there I pulled up way too high, so I need to tighten it up a little bit. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. So now you have 9 loops on your hook. And then we're going to go to the next slip stitch space right here by yarning over, insert your hook into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, and pull up a loop. So we have 13 total loops on our hook right now. Now is where you do the pinch. You really want to make sure you give yourself a lot of yarn here. And then you're going to pull through all 13 stitches. Now, be patient with yourself, especially if you're new or if you're not like me and you're trying to do this in front of a camera. Just if you get stuck, backtrack and get it all through. And then I unpinched here, but I can always find it right in this spot. It's the one in the middle. So then you're gonna put your hook through, just like you did before, pull up a loop and slip stitch. Make sure that's nice and tight. Sometimes you can give it a little yank here and there just to make sure it's even. So that's where it starts to go up. So this is what we're gonna keep repeating across. We started the flowers. So you're just gonna keep going, starting with the I guess it would be half buff stitch, pulling up till there's 5 loops on your hook. Then go down to pull up another one, and then there'll be 9 loops on your hook. Then go to the next one. And this will equal 13 loops on your hook. And then you do the pinch and pull through. You can see me struggling in a different way each time I do this. There we go. And I have to find it and pull it out because I never keep my hand on it like I'm supposed to. And then slip stitch. So that's what it looks like, and you're just gonna keep doing that all the way across. At the very end, you're gonna do the same as you've been doing, but I wanna just show you where your last slip stitch goes, or where the last slip stitch is. So you just do it like you normally would, and then when you get to the last one, you're just gonna put it in this little spot right here, where your initial slip knot was. You can see me like weaving my way through this. That last one always gets me. Anyways, yeah, this is the row you're gonna do the whole time. You just keep repeating row 2. So that's what row 2 looks like all by itself. To begin row 3, do a chain 1 and turn your work. Then you're just gonna repeat row 2. I'm gonna show you here on camera so you can just make sure you're seeing where you should be putting everything. If you notice, it actually did make a horizontal line just like your original chain, so it shouldn't be much different. But yeah, I'm just going to show you here and have a look, and if you have any questions, and I will show you each row. I did 5 rows. I will show you all 5 of them as I do them so you can make sure yours looks the same. And I am going to show you the end of this row so that way you know where to put it, because obviously there's not going to be another slip knot on this row. And I'll see you there. Alright, so here we are at the end. This is where you're going to go into. So there's these 2 little V's here where you had your slip stitch from earlier. So little V's, put them in both of those. Pull up a loop, or don't, split your yarn, but pull up a loop and then continue doing that third part of the second row. And this is what the row 3 looks like. And row 4. And one more. Row 5. Yeah, you see all of those flowers? It's so pretty. It makes a nice border. You don't have to do any kind of border stitch. It does it all its own. It's nice and thick and soft and squishy. Oh, it would make a great scrubber. Anyways, side note here while I'm editing, Leanne and I are so close to being monetized on YouTube. So if you could go ahead and write a comment, blow this up, watch some more of our videos, subscribe, we would really appreciate you because we're just so close. We're so close. So thanks for all your support, and we will see you guys next time.